And good evening to you, lovely people, ladies and gentlemen, all of you out there joining me today on Wednesday, the 27th of May 2020. And another show begins at 8 o'clock here in jolly old Worthing at the foot of the South Downs on the edge of the English Channel. And it's very nice of you to join me. And if you're watching after the event, it's very nice of you to watch me whilst I'm maybe sleeping or out filming or doing something else. But I'm here for your delectation, and of course all the wonderful videos that we've got lined up ready to play. He lies glibly, suddenly remembering, are they lined up ready to play? I don't know that they are, but anyway, we'll worry about that when the time comes. Let's go and have a look at the Vobosphere and find out who's actually out there looking at me, looking at you. Yeah. Well, we've got Days of Yore, we've got Kevin's Rambles, we've got Audrey Forbes Hamilton, we have Sean James Cameron, we have Andrew Norris, we have the lovely Lisa, otherwise known as Ramiboo, we have Ernie, we have Connor's Dark Corner, Josephine Suter, Mark G, Linda Kane, and the lovely Julia, of course, Andy Frierson, Jeff Kellison, Roy Ballinger, Kevin's Rambles. Let's see if I can work out if there's any. Lovely Judith, Kevin Ed Loud. Good game. The Veg Grower Podcast, Val Williamson, and Mike Dixon, and I'm sure many more. If I haven't called your name out, do apologise. But hey, you know, I can't do everybody. Well, I can do everybody, but then we'd have no show, and I'm sure lots of people joining all the time. Thank you so much. Lee Roberts, hello to you. Hello. Nice to see you. Yeah, if you're enjoying the show so far, give us a thumbs up. No, the show hasn't even started. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, big news, I have cancelled my TV licence. So I'd get that off my chest. I rang them up today and I said, I'd like to cancel my TV licence. And I was waiting for the bombardment of, what do you want to do that for, mate? You know it's illegal? You can't possibly cancel that. We can see through the chink in the mirror, in the curtains, that you've got a TV licence. And I'd be thinking to myself, oh no, is it true? Is it really true? But there was ever some polite gentleman who said, yep, no problem at all. I need to ask you some legal questions. Are you receiving any signals down through the television? No. I see, sir. And do you watch anything on the iPlayer? No, sir. I said, I tell you what I'm doing at this very moment. I am deleting the iPlayer. I'm uninstalling it from my phone. He said, that's good because you can't watch that. It's illegal. I said, that's perfectly fine. I don't want to watch it. And so there we go. That's it. Done. I have got shot of it. And I'm very pleased to have done that because it was £160 a year. And I lost a lens. You may have heard about it. There may have been rumours going around. I was out filming the day before yesterday on Devil's Dyke, and I lost a lens. And it fell off. Well, it didn't fall off the camera. It fell out my bag. And stupidly, I hadn't zipped up the bag properly, and it rolled out. And I searched, and I think I probably had a moan about this on Monday. Well, very nice people like the lovely Linda Kane and others have donated, which has been very kind, and thank you so much. And the new lens has arrived, and it's in the kit bag, and it's ready to go for tomorrow. So I'm very pleased about that. Who needs the BBC when you can make your own stuff? I've got the VBC, the Vobes Broadcasting Corporation. Well, not a corporation, codswallop. The Vobes Broadcasting Codswallop, we can call it. Anyway, there we are. Now, if you want to give me a tinkle, let's put the phone line up there. 0793 4746 is the number. I have got a sticky eye tonight. Sorry about that. Great Veg Grower Podcast says, a round of applause for that, Richard. How long is it since you last had a TV? Well, I mean, I do technically own a television, but it's not plugged in. And that wasn't what they asked me. They didn't say, do you have a television? They just said, are you watching stuff as it's broadcast? And I said, no. And are you watching stuff on the iPlayer when it goes out live? It's about whether it goes out live, it seems to me. So that seems it. What about Billy? Does he watch the telly? I asked him, and he said, no, they've got Netflix and the other one, Amazon Prime, and that's it. We have a phone ringing here in the studio, which is very nice. Let's find out who it is and say hello to him. And a big hello to you.
Hello, everyone. It's little old Choir Ed.
Oh, hello, Ed. How are you doing?
Not bad.
Oh, I'm doing some ASM, whatever it's called, ASMD. Is it?
I don't know. Does it?
Auto. Oh, is this giving you tingles up your spine?
Oh, right. I thought it was some illicit substance you were talking about.
Oh, no. Apparently there's this thing. We did a thing on it. Julia knows all about it. It's one of these things where you touch things and make...
Oh, it's the thing where you... with brushies and...
Yeah, and it's supposed to do something. It does nothing for me, I'm afraid, but... ASMR. Thank you, lovely Julia. There we are. ASMR. Anyway,
well,
that's what I was whispering. But anyway, good old Ed Loud. How are you? What have you been up to? Have you had a good weekend? Why are you ringing? And goodbye. Oh, sorry.
Oh, goodness. I wanted to say how much you were missed yesterday, first of all.
Oh,
and
was
I'm sure lots of people agree.
Oh, so, was I missed? Do you know?
Most definitely.
It was very nice to have the evening off.
I bet it was, yeah.
It was not that I didn't do nothing. I baked bread yesterday and I baked bread tonight. I've got here, look. Oh, it'll be a delayed thing.
Oh, I haven't got much of a delay. I'm only a few seconds behind.
Oh, right. Well, there's a nice loaf of bread up there that's curing.
Right, yeah. The trick with the delay is to fast forward the stream right at the start of the programme.
Oh, is it?
And it cuts the delay in about half.
Blimey, well, that's very clever. I must try that myself.
Yeah, you're just putting the bread back on the shelf. So
yeah.
What, about 20 seconds?
If I fast forward my delay, have I finished the show?
Hang on. Oh, there we are. Yeah, that's the end.
Yeah. Oh, good. I'll go and put my feet up then. That would be nice and easy.
Well, now I've got the pleasantries out of the way. I thought I'd share a quick story. I was helping someone with Audacity. I was in their garden, leaning through the window, and they had their computer plugged into their great big telly so I could see what they were up to.
Nosy.
And they had clipping, which obviously you know what that is, but for those who don't know, it's when the level of, say if you're talking, the level of your voice will be louder than your microphone can handle in simple terms, or whatever the audio is. And I know that Audacity has some tools to sort of help with clipping, because I've been editing sound for years, although I'm new to video. And I found a nice alternative to guiding this person through Audacity, which would have took hours. They had the audio in a stereo, two layers of audio. It was stereo, left and right. And it was just a simple voiceover, the same sort of thing I do for your videos. And I was looking at this, and I noticed the left was louder than the right, which happens quite a lot when I'm doing recordings and things. One side ends up being louder than the other, and you can, make them equal later on. And the one that was quiet wasn't clipping.
Yeah, I've had that. So you got rid of the channel that was clipping and made the other one mono.
Yeah, and it's just a voiceover. It was, no loss to the voiceover. Yeah. And it saved a good, the size of that voiceover, it saved a good half an hour editing, and I was really chuffed.
I just got to get into my head. You said you looked through your neighbour's window and you saw that they were on a big screen using Audacity.
Well, they called me round deliberately.
Oh, they called you. See, I had this image. There you are walking down the street and there's the neighbour's house is open. Could be a little old lady sitting there trying to work. And you looked through and you thought, oh, there's somebody actually doing something with audio that I know about. And you poked your head through and said, you having problems? Looks like you've got clipping on one of them channels here. I'll tell you what you should do. That's what I was. So I didn't appreciate that they'd asked you around and said, yeah, I've got a problem.
Yeah. That was why they had their laptop plugged into the TV so that I could see what they were up to.
Yeah, because you're short-sighted, aren't you?
Well, yeah. No, I'm actually long-sighted.
Oh, are you? Oh, nice.
But yeah, either way, it was. I was prepared to be out there for a good hour.
Yeah.
Because this person's pretty slow with computers, but they get through, which I admire. I like anyone that gives something a go. And I offered up to help, and I knew, I said, well, plug your TV into your computer and I'll come round and guide you through it. And it would have worked a treat, but I wasn't needed. I was really chuffed. Just deleted the whole track, made it mono, and a lesson learned for me as well, because I've had this issue with a few tracks when I've been recording with my dodgy old mic, and
it is very easy to have the one channel just slightly higher than the other, on a mixer, and you can do it. But I don't want to bore the audience too much with audio technicalities, because they'll be sitting there going, this is a bit dull. No disrespect.
Of course, just a funny story I thought I'd share, I'll get going and let everyone enjoy the show.
I wasn't saying that we're pushing you off, but I just know that, when we get into the sort of depths of technicalities, a lot of people sort of don't really understand them. We'll obviously just sort of nod off.
It's one of those things, isn't it? Some people love it, some people hate it.
Yes.
It's a Marmite thing.
Yes. So, yeah. Well, this is a general entertainment show as opposed to a
Well, anyway, that was all I wanted to share. So I don't.
Well, I'm very pleased that your neighbour is thinking of you to go down there as Mr. Audio Man.
Well, I'm just glad it wasn't anything with Resolve, because I'm still lost with that. I'm getting through, but goodness me, that's a heavy program. Anyway, I wish the rest of the viewers a good evening. I know we'll all enjoy the show.
And have you got any videos coming up to share with us?
I have indeed. I've had an absolute nightmare. The thing is, I've got a few videos in the bag already, but I'm trying to get them out in an order that if someone ever wanted to follow my steps, they could. So before I put out the videos I've already got going, which a couple of people in the group have seen, I want to get the ones further back, sort of, so that you can follow it.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So you can pinpoint it on a map and, this is where he's going today, this is where he's been yesterday.
Excellent.
So there are a few in the bag. I'm just editing one as we speak, and it's been an absolute nightmare.
Now, wait 1 second. Are you really editing one as we speak?
I am indeed. I'm sitting here on my brother's laptop, and I've got you on the phone.
All right. So you're multitasking?
Yes, I'm trying to, very, very badly.
Well, it's not. I have to say, it's not easy if you edit as we speak. It's better to concentrate on the one thing, I find. Because I'm a bloke, so I can't multitask. I can only do one thing at a time.
This was the reason I was so chuffed with my basic audio salvation, because I spent hours trying to remove clipping from a bit of footage I couldn't go back and film again, obviously from the audio.
Yeah.
So it sounds like a minor issue, but I was chuffed to bits, because next time I get this problem, and I don't know why I never thought of it before.
Well, it's all about problem solving, and it sounds like you solved a good problem. Well done.
Right, well, goodbye, Richard, and goodbye, everyone, and enjoy the show.
Thank you very much. Lovely to talk to you. Thanks for calling in.
Cheerio. Bye.
Bye-bye. There we are, the lovely Ed. Lovely Ed, with his audio technical problems. Funny enough, it is something I've come across quite a lot of times, and it's a little trick up the old sleeve there. But if you're not into audio, it doesn't make... it's like, what kind of bait do you have for a trout when you're fishing in a stream that's going north face? It's like, I don't know. What have we got here? Veg Grower Podcast says, I've had the same image. Yes, that's of going out and going, you're editing something. We got another phone call. This is all very exciting. We haven't even got round to a video. Hello, caller.
Hello, this is the BBC. We've had a report of you watching the Sky at night.
Oh, yes, I did watch the Sky at night. It's actually very true. I've got a little Sky... Well, I go into my hearth and I look up the chimney. That's the best way of doing it. It's like looking through a television, because at the end there's this sort of square bit where it frames it very nice, and you have to wait quite some time for the right planet to pass over your head.
Well, we have somebody outside your house at the moment, and he can see through a chink in your curtains.
There's no Chinese here.
Right. Well, we'll be keeping an eye on you.
Oh, an iron. Well, I do need an iron on me, because this shirt actually is a bit crinkly.
Right out then.
So if you could send someone in to do my ironing, that would be absolutely absolutely lovely. I'm guessing though that when you're not driving around in your TV detector vans, you might be in your allotment, Sean.
I could be.
You could be. And I'm sure it's...
Neither confirm or deny that comment.
All right then. Joe?
I am actually stood in the garden at the moment, so we're coming to you live from the garden in London.
I'm glad you're coming out live.
And I just wanted to let you know it's time now for elderflower champagne and elderflower cordial. So next time you're out, pick a few, but process it on the same day, because if you keep it in a bag overnight, it does smell of cat's pee.
Oh, that's a good tip. It's funny because I was walking out today. That sounds like I was walking out, with somebody, like, a lady or something. I was walking out today with my good lady, but I wasn't. I was walking out up. As
long as you were 2 meters apart, you can do whatever you want to.
Well, that's very kind of you. I was walking out on a path over the downs today, and I was saying into the camera, isn't it interesting how we've had the blackthorn, we've had the hawthorn, and now we've got the elderflowers in bloom, and it's lovely to see. And you're going around saying, what you should do is get your scissors out and snip them all off, take them home and make some white. And what a good idea. So,
and then in about 6 months' time, when the lockdown's finished, you can
celebrate.
You can pop your cork and have a glass of elderflower champagne.
Champagne. So what do you do? I mean, I've heard of elderflower wine. What do you do to the champagne to get the fizz in it?
I've got to try to remember now, because it's been about 3 years since I made that video. What I do remember is you don't have to put any yeast in it, because there is enough on the flowers.
Oh, is there?
It's best to harvest the flowers in the morning.
Yeah.
And there's enough yeast on there, and within 3 days you'll be seeing bubbles.
Wow. So it does it itself, basically. I mean, obviously you've got to do the fermenting.
Easy thing to do. It's you just have to add loads of sugar, lemon, but don't add any pectin. Because people that do things like that, well, the tops will just blow.
Well, I don't know that anyone would want to put a pest in. I mean, what kind of pests did you have in mind? Rodents or bees or? Then there was the moment of silence when the presenter thought the caller had died and didn't know whether to ring 111 999 or some other.
It's a Tommy Cooper moment.
It's a Tommy Cooper moment. Has he collapsed?
Bring down the curtain.
Was that a little bit of what is that stuff that they have in the cowboy scenes that always go tumbleweed? Was that a tumble? That was a tumbleweed where my joke just went. Meh, meh.
Just like that. Just like that.
That's right.
Anyway, I will go, and I will let the next caller come and waste 4 minutes.
Oh, fantastic. No, that's very kind. So, yeah, go out and... What was the other thing that you said? Wine and...
Elderflower cordial or elderflower champagne.
Yes.
But don't take them all, because you'll want to go back in a couple of months and do elderberry syrup, which is good for keeping colds at bay.
Oh, yes, and of course elderberry wine.
Yes.
So I'm guessing the flowers is a white wine, because you said champagne, and then the elderberries is a red wine.
Correct.
Isn't that amazing? Because you don't get that from grapes. What I mean is, from the same plant, you get a red grape or a white grape, or I guess you get a plush grape or whatever they call them, a rosé or something. Is there a rosé grape?
I'm not sure, but I do know that if you try and make white currant jelly, it turns pink.
Oh, white currant. What? Where would you find I've not heard of white currants. What's a white currant? It's
a white version of a black currant.
Yes, I thought you were going to say that. It's a white. There we go. Is there an advert with a cowboy, a kid with spectacles on, as a cowboy, and says, "The white currants are on me"?
That's them.
Yes, I know. Yes, I know. I'm just saying, is there an advert that does that for white currants? There's a black. It's like you get your normal sort of dark chocolate and whatever, and then there's the Milky Bar kid who's doing the white chocolate. That doesn't matter anyway. I've got a very tiny mind, you see, that doesn't...
This is what happens when you don't have a TV.
Yes.
You start to ramble.
I do. Well, I'm rambling because I'm only pulling out references from the 1970s. That's all I've got.
Well, I think when the lockdown's finished, I think we should all meet up at the South Downs at Devil's Dyke, because I actually watched that video about 7:30, and we should go on a mass treasure hunt to find the lens
Oh, yeah, as if it's likely to be. It's in somebody's pocket now. It's on somebody's camera. Swines. Anyway, fantastic.
Anyway, all the best.
Thank you so much.
Speak to you soon.
Yeah, take care, Sean. All the
Bye.
best. Bye-bye. There we are, the lovely Sean. Thank you so much for calling. So go out and but don't decimate. Did you know decimate means take 10%? A lot of people didn't know that. They think it means, when you say the place was decimated, it only actually means that 10% of the place was destroyed, not all of it. Just a little technical thing. I was told that by somebody, and I had to look it up, and they were quite right, and then I felt a fool because I thought the opposite. Now I've done a silly thing here, ladies and gentlemen. I have done a silly thing. I've not actually put the videos into the video box this evening. I thought I'd done it. I thought I'd got everything prepared. I thought it was all there. And it's like you're overconfident. You're going, oh, the show will be on in a minute. It'll be no problem. We'll have a laugh. It's going to be fun. And then just as the show started, went, oh, wait a minute. I haven't put the videos in. So we're going to see what happens when I just wing them in, and then I'll have to delete them out, if you see what I mean. So that it might come over a bit loud and at first. So just warning you, because I haven't managed to put them in the system and adjust the volume as one normally does, don't you know? So at complete random, I'm going to work down my list, and we're going to start here with, do you remember the lovely Kevin Hall? I don't know if Kevin Hall is out there. I haven't been paying attention. If Kevin Hall is out there, we left him going somewhere where there was a pond of some description. I can't remember where he was. Oh, a walk to Oakham Bottom. That's right. I thought that was something with the way he walked, but no. And the Mill Pond. And this is the Oakham Bottoms Part 2 of Kevin at the Mill Pond with Cynthia lurking in the bushes, as I remember. But let's see what happens if I do this. But there's another load of water over the back here. But I don't think that's a feeder pond at all. I think it's just, let me see if I can get round here. Go through these rhododendrons. A little bit of a path. A bit worried about walking under this tree bough. Going under there. But it comes right the way through. And I think this is just a collection of where the water's built up over the years. But I'm following the wall round. There is a break in the wall there, but I think that's been knocked down at some point. Now there are branches there laying across the shallow water. Whoops, nearly fell off. But the wall comes all the way along here, right underneath where I am now, and then it goes back through the holly there. But look at this here, look. Isn't that fantastic? But it looks like there's a path goes round this way. So it's, oh, and a stream coming through. It's rather lovely going down through there. But it looks like I might be able to do a complete loop of the pond. Or perhaps not, with this big tree here. No, I can't. But there's a sign on the tree here. Daniel W. Brown, 23rd of 3rd, 2016. May your memory live on forever in these beautiful forests. Solar Rienlo. And that looks like a yew tree there. Well, that's a shame. I thought I was going to be able to do a complete loop of the pond. But now to get back round to the proper footpath, I've got to walk all the way back round again. So I'll just leave you with a shot of Mill Pond. Back through that way. There we go. How about that? Very nice. I love the bit where the tree, the fallen tree with the little memorial, and I couldn't help thinking, don't look under the tree, mate. Don't look under the tree, because obviously that was the poor day in whenever it was, 2016, when the tree came crashing down and hit the poor bloke on the head. And now his memorial is that tiny little card. And I wondered if there were 2 legs sticking out, because, you know, you nearly tripped over something. Anyway, but otherwise, very, very lovely. That's cruel. I know that's cruel. I didn't really say that. I don't think I said that. Somebody else said it. People put words in my mouth. I don't write this script, you know, he says, trying to make out that there's a scripted show. Anyway, nice one, Kevin, says the Veg Grower podcast. Ha-ha, that would be quite the video, Kevin, ending with a big splash. Oh, yeah, that would have been good. Lovely pathway, sad memoriam, shame about the body under the tree. Lovely bird song. Interesting video, Kevin. Thanks, Kevin. Very nice, Kevin. Here's a Kevin. There's a Kevin. Old MacDonald had a Kevin. It's like an abandoned garden. There we go. How marvellous. That was absolutely... Wasn't that nice? Now, if anyone wants to call me, you're very welcome. 0793. We've had 2 phone calls already. 4746 is the phone number. And there was... I know you were talking about TV licenses earlier. I missed a lot of your comments, but... yeah, no, it's good. I feel so much better, actually. I feel so much better to have got rid of it. So that's all good. Great video, says Dawn. Coping or copping? I never quite... Is it coping or copping? I'll have to think. Double P, stopping would be 2 Ps, wouldn't it? Copping, I guess. No elderflowers. Ah, yes, no elderflowers. No elderflowers were hurt in the making of that video. You'll be pleased to know. So that's all good. Well, shall we try another one? I'm going to see if this system works, because I've cocked it up slightly. Oh no, there is a call on the phone. Let's find out who the caller is on the phone. Yes, as I think Val said, I've had a night off and I'm a bit lax. Hello, caller on the phone.
Hello.
Hello.
I called in properly this time.
Ah, hello, Mr. Suggett. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. And yourself?
Yeah, no, very good. For those viewers that don't know, I do a reading in the afternoon, a very serious reading. I get my Bible and I sit here and I do this religious reading. And we've been reading I Saw Two Englands by H.V. Morton, which, of course, Richard Suggett's been following intimately. And he thought, I know what I'll do. I'll ring him up on the show just to have a go. And we had a good old conversation. But it's nice of you to call back.
No, well, I thought I'd better and actually do it properly. You see, what it was, I knew you were doing a live show.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what? He normally has phone calls during a live show.
Yeah.
I haven't called in for a while.
No, that's true.
And then I realised I got the wrong time.
Got the wrong show. That wasn't the call.
Yeah,
that wasn't the call-in show.
No, well, you know, you have one night off, Richard. That mayhem happens.
I know. Clearly, I mustn't have tomorrow night off.
No, I don't think you should.
Oh.
I think we're going to have a meeting in the SMT about this. And,
oh no, not the senior management team again.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think so.
But what you'll do is tie me to a post and whip me. That's what you did last time.
That was not meant for public hearing.
Oh, well, the time before that, you put me on one of those ancient ducking stools and made me go into ice-cold water.
That was just for fun.
Oh, and the time before that, you fed me to Eric.
Well, that was Julia's idea that time.
Yeah, well, I'm not looking forward to whatever it is that you've got planned the next time the SMT have a meeting.
Yeah, we've got to make it bigger and better.
Oh, great. So how is life with Monsieur Le Richard, who did a 24-hour all-nighter? Were you recovered quite okay the next day, or did you find that there was like flying to another place, you know, a bit of jet lag, a bit of a lag on the old sleeping thing?
No, I was fine the following day. I used to work nights, so I'm kind of used to. Well, I haven't done it for 15 years now, but I was used to sort of like you're working right through the night, force yourself to stay up all day, and then you're back into your routine of sleeping at night.
What did you do? What did you do that kept you working at night?
I was working at a petrol station back then.
Oh, right.
I was made redundant from my apprenticeship, so I took the first job I could find.
And was it one of those petrol stations that people don't hear of now, where you rush out and you fill up the petrol in the car for the person, and so
No,
oh
no, it was self-service. I wasn't rushing out in the middle of the night. They can sod off, do it themselves.
they can sod off. Do you know, about 3 years ago, it must have been about 3 years ago, driving somewhere, I can't remember where it was, got to a petrol station, didn't think twice, getting out of the car like this, and already there's a bloke standing there waiting. And I didn't know what to do, and I said, what do you want? He said, I'm going to fill up your tank for you. I thought, do you actually work for the station? Yeah, no, we do that. We do it the old-fashioned way here. And he said, how much do you want to spend? And I thought, well, a 20 quid, please. And he was very good. He got it up to 20 quid, not a penny over, not a penny less on the thing. And it was most surreal. And I thought, yes, I do remember when people used to do that, but there's probably a gap of 30 years between the time when somebody had last did that and then the self-service came in. And it's like all these self-service, suddenly you've got to do it yourself.
I think I went to a garage a few years back as well, the same sort of thing. The bloke came running out to fill up the van, and I didn't realise what he was doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's they've whipped off the old cap and they're waiting, with the nozzle going, all right, mate, yeah, and I'm thinking, hello, what's going on here?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing, mate? What are you? Don't touch the car.
Yeah, if I remember right, for me it was one out near Hurstman Castle that they did that for me. The other side of Eastbourne.
Yes, Hurstman Sue. Oh, right. How interesting. Yeah. Well, there you go. If anybody else has had someone fill up their tank recently, I would be very interested to know that. He's not that old, Richard, says Audrey. Oh, she's talking. Which Richard does she mean? That must have been somebody else's private pond at one time. Oh, they're talking about the video. Richard, you are the CEO of the Vobes Empire. That's probably true.
I think Julia actually has the CEO role.
I think Julia does have the CEO role. I think I am. Yeah. I am the sub. I mean, I'm the one that the CEO isn't the one that's in the field doing all the hard work.
Of course not. That's the people at the bottom.
That exactly. And half the time when I slip over, I'm on my bottom looking for lenses I've dropped, and then I've got to own up. Sir, miss, I'm afraid I've cost the company £160. I've lost a lens. You stupid boy! Go and make 20 videos as punishment. Yes, miss.
Yep. You've got to earn it back. I
know. Well, I'm doing my best. I am trying my best. I've been driving over to... It's funny because I've been driving over to blooming Hangleton and up that neck of the woods, Portslade, Hangleton, and now the Devil's Dyke. It feels like forever. It's like I'm commuting there because the number of bits and bobs I've been doing in there. It's like, I've got to get over to the other side of the downs for the next bit.
Yeah. You need to take a metal detector next time you go, and then you might have a chance of finding it.
Yeah, that's true. Well, and next time I'm not going to bloody lose it. That's the thing.
Well, yeah.
Famous last words, of course.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we've all lost things.
It was the cheapest lens of the kit, but it was a very special lens, being a pancake lens, which I know it's a silly name, but it's a prime lens, 24mm lens, and it does one thing only. But it does that one thing very, very good. It's very sharp, it's very good, and it can do nice macro, and it can give you some blurred backgrounds when you've got the thing in focus, and the lens opens up. It's a great lens, but it only does that one. Well, it's only got one focal length, but it's very good for that.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when you first got that lens, 2-3 years ago. You were so excited.
I think only a year ago.
Only a year ago.
Yeah.
Crikey. crikey. But I remember you sort of saying you pulled it out and you said, I love this lens.
I know. And it's so titchy. It's so titchy. It's almost like a pinhole that you stick onto the camera. It's great. It does make the camera look somewhat squat, as if someone's just gone and squished up the nozzle. But it is great.
Yeah.
What do we got over here? Josephine Suter says, I've got copper cables. And who's got fibre? I've got copper, and that's why my internet is slow. I ordered an old home. Hub today. An old home hub, as apparently the old ones work better with copper.
No idea.
No, that's kind of gone over my head, really. Silver cables would be nice, wouldn't they? Or golden cables.
Or platinum. I think platinum is better.
Platinum. Oh, yes, I suppose platinum. You get a lot of LP, don't you? If you've sold a certain number, if you're a musician, you've sold a certain number of discs, you get a platinum one. Which I don't know if anybody's ever actually tried playing those things, whether they actually get a tune out of them. Do you know that?
I've never tried myself, but I'm sure it can be done.
I'm sure it can. What do we got here? Sean James Cameron says, 2 weeks of hot weather, so great for getting out filming. Where are you filming next? Well, I should be filming on the north side of the South Downs. It is a great time for filming. It's also a great time for cyclists, for people with dogs, for joggers, for walkers, for anybody and everybody, it seems. And do you know, I get the feeling that there are more people out and about than there was before the virus thing was a thing. So this time last year, I don't think there was as many people. There just seems to be more people in the countryside, which is a good thing. I mean, that's what I endorse in my videos. But please don't come around when I'm filming.
I have to say, I've noticed that as well. There seems to be a lot more people walking around, using the parks, using footpaths.
I'm assuming these are all furloughed people who should be at work, who are being paid to stay at home, and they're now, because they are allowed out, are out. So there is no... I shouldn't really be bothered by it, because these people will eventually, hopefully, get their jobs back, assuming that their industry is, not collapsed, and then that they won't be out and about, on the downs doing exercise and having vitamin D and getting healthy. They'll be back on their chairs in front of screens inside with air conditioning, getting unhealthy, but earning more money. And maybe they won't want to go back. That's the thing, isn't it? Do you imagine if for the last couple of months it becomes, do you know, I feel so much better, I'm fitter, I've walked further in my life in the last 2 months than I've ever walked before. I've seen nature, I've heard bird song, I've seen the blossom, and I've seen the flowers, and I never knew it was there, and I've gone down pathway. I don't want to go back to work and sit there in a little cubicle and look at a screen and have some sweaty bloke who's equally as pale as me going red with anger and getting stressed. And I'm thinking, cool off, man, cool off, go and take a walk, man.
Yeah, well, I'm in that category myself, been furloughed since the end of March.
You won't want to go scrabbling under fridges anymore, will you?
I probably forget how they work now. I mean, there's 22 years of doing the job down the drain, so what the hell am I going to do now? But yeah, I certainly, there's part of me that doesn't want to go back to work. I'm quite happy doing what I've been doing, but at the same time, I've got to earn a wage, so I've got to go back to work when it happens. But I don't see it happening anytime soon for me.
No, well, you've got to wait for the hospitality industry to get going, and then they need to have all their equipment break down. But maybe there will be. As soon as they start to switch their fridges back on, perhaps they won't work.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm hoping, but then they've got no money because they haven't been earning money for the last 3 months to pay us to get it fixed.
So... Oh, that's true, yeah. So, hopefully they'll get some sort of loans to get, if you're running your business and part of your business is to keep food cold, a cold, you're gonna. You can't survive without a fridge, so you're gonna have to spend the money on having it repaired or maintained, or purchase a new one or whatever. Mark Selwood says, should furlong people be allowed out with kids clogging up beauty spots, especially when I don't want them wandering between my shots? Well, I'm with you there, Mark.
Well, I would just say I did not choose to be furloughed, so
it's true. Richard, you can walk from Devil's Dyke to Truleigh Hill, Richard. Look at my messages on your messenger about an interesting place to visit later on. Linda Cadman said that. And Linda, I'm following in the footsteps of Arthur Conan Doyle. No, I'm not. What's his name? David Bellamy and the Shoeshine Boys. No, wait a minute. It's Arthur. I should know his name backwards. Arthur Stanley Cook. I'm following. So I'm on prescribed walk. So as nice as that sounds, and thank you for the suggestion. At the moment, I'm doing certain walks that are in the book, and people can download the book and sort of follow where I'm going. He's a strange writer. I mean, you don't buy the book to read it as a piece of fireside reading, because it is a bit weird. But and also you need to be a detective to work out actually where he goes. He's not terribly prescriptive actually on. I mean, you know, go there's a. I love the old books, and I've got a collection of them that are like 1930s, and it'll say something like, turn left by the fence that is sort of semi-dilapidated. You'll see that there is a chain hanging on a rusty nail. And you think, wait, that's 70 years ago. Is it there? I mean, Julia and I did one about 18 months ago, and we did one of these, and we had this book that was printed sort of in the 30s. I think it's printed in the 70s, and it was giving us descriptions like that, saying the old fence, be careful when you open this fence. And it's like, no, that had all gone. There was this brand new galvanized fence, and it was nothing like he described, but that was great, and we loved that because we were going, I wish the old fence was here, because this galvanized new thing just looks hideous. And galvanizing doesn't age very easily.
I think it was the same when you and I did one on the railway book in Pulborough.
Exactly. He was the same, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was a statue of someone or another in...
Oh, yeah, some like Greek god or something. The bust of a Greek god, wasn't it? In somebody's... It's Saturn, that's it.
Yeah.
And it was in this cottage garden, in the front garden, or words... And we saw the woman clipping her hedge.
That's right, yeah.
And we asked her, said, have you got a bust of Saturn in your... And she just didn't know what we were talking about. And it had gone. Yeah. And that was a 1930s book, wasn't it? That's right, yeah.
That's right.
Oh, my goodness, we have adventures, don't we? You and me.
Oh, we do.
People have written tomes about us. They're making a movie about the adventures of the two Richards.
That's a polite way of wording it.
Well, I think it was actually Richard I and Richard II. Nothing actually to do with us. I was just trying to take the... I can't remember which one of us was the hunchback. Oh, wait a minute. It was Richard III, so neither of us.
Richard III,
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I better show a video, I suppose.
Yes, I think I've taken the phone line up for quite a while now as well.
Yeah, because it's 8:45. I'm off at 9.
There you go.
Bit of a shame, isn't it? Anyway, nice to talk to you. Good game, good game.
Nice to talk to you too.
And thanks for ringing in at the appropriate moment.
You're most welcome.
You're a star, sir.
I'll try and remember that for next time.
Yeah, okay. Take care.
Take care. Cheers.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Richard Suggett there, the lovely Richard Suggett. And yeah, that's interesting, I love these old guy books. I would go and wander around with Mr. Vobes, says Kevin Rambles. If I could not afford to work at my age, I wouldn't. Yes, you could come and be my assistant cameraman. I need someone to carry all the kit. That would be nice. Furlough people should not be allowed between 9 and 6 when they should normally be at work. Well, that's true. That says Sean. That's true. All these furloughed people should actually be, next to the phone in case it rings. Just like I used to have to be when I was an entertainer. And, an agent would ring up. Oh, Richard, darling, are you free on Thursday the 3rd? No, I'm never free, but I might be available. And you'd wait by the phone. Not literally, because you'd have a phone in your pocket, I suppose. Stanley Cook, says Joseph. Yes, Arthur Stanley Cook. Yes, Arthur Ransom. Who did I say before? Can't remember. Arthur Pint, I think it was. Anyway, that was interesting, trying to follow the old descriptions of routes. Oh, yes, there. Our lovely Julia remembers that. It was great, because we also came to this funny little bridge, and there was this streamer and of course they'd moved the bridge a little. It was a plank bridge, so not a bridge, not a brick bridge, but a plank bridge. And over the years, they'd moved the plank bridge, not where it was said in the book. But it was fun trying to work it out. Mark Selwood says, Nikki... Oh, we've got another phone. We may not get through to the videos today. We may have to push them over. I'm ever so sorry. Hello to the caller who's calling in to the Vobes show.
Hello.
Hello.
This is Angie from New Haven.
Angie?
Yes, from New Haven. Lovely New Haven.
Hello, Angie from New Haven. It's lovely to talk to you. You've not rung in before, have you?
No, I haven't, but I did see you did a film of New Haven. You went up by the fort.
Oh, yes.
And you had some fantastic views. And I was able to say to my sisters who live in Twickenham, go on to see Richard Vobes, got this, the board explorer and all. And they were able to see where I lived. It was fantastic.
So how wonderful is that? Because you've got, it was a very windy day when we did it. I remember it very clearly. You've got
quite brave going near the edge.
Well, I know. Yeah, I was a bit nervous. So you've got up there on the cliff face. You've got one of those redoubt fortress things.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
And then you've got just trying to remember what we saw. Was there a big cannon on the top there?
Yeah, and you went past the Coast Watch people.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then you looked down on the harbour, and you could see right over to Seaford, and then you looked the other way, and you could not see to Brighton, but you could see, that way.
I must have done that in 2018, I'm thinking.
That's what when I first saw you, you had done a really good programme on Lewis. But I'm sure that was on the television. I don't think I was watching YouTube then.
No, well, that Lewis one was the very first iteration, if I've pronounced that correctly, of nice. It's an interesting word, isn't it? I've got a list of words I have to use. And it was the first iteration of the Bald Explorer and that's the one where I was towing the little puck caravan, the Ariba puck.
That's
which is what it's called. That's what it's called, Ariba puck. Ariba, I think, is the firm and puck is the model. And it's a tiny little caravan. It wasn't actually mine. It was loaned to me. And I was hoping that I would be using that for a whole series of these and camp in this little Ariba puck. But in the end, it only became that one. And it was on the telly, but it was on something called the Community Channel, which was...
Oh, yeah, I do sometimes watch that, actually. So, yes, that's where I saw it. But I thought it was... I also saw one when you did in Hastings. No, not Hastings. It was about smugglers.
Oh, yeah, on the Romney Marshes.
That's it, yeah.
That's it, she says. Like, yeah, you remember. Yeah,
sorry.
I was in it.
You do so much work, Richard. I'm surprised you can remember everything.
Well, no, that's the thing. You know when you get these experts and they're on and they're on a television program and the expert and somebody's asking this expert about something or other, and then they say, "Oh, well, actually, I can't remember that," and you think. But you're the historian who should know all this. And I know exactly what they mean because you research something for a programme and then people will say, about the smuggling, is it true that such and such? And you think, I can't bloody remember now. It was like 2 years ago. I've researched something about this and about that and the information goes in temporarily and seems to just drop out the other side.
Yeah. Well, I just think you're doing a great thing. You've done loads of things and loads of videos. We've really enjoyed them, especially in this lockdown. It's been terrific.
Well, that's very kind. So tell us about yourself, Angie, then. You're in New Haven.
Yeah, I live here now, but I originally come from Witton in Middlesex.
Witton? Where's Witton?
It's, have you heard of Twickenham?
Yes.
Right, so it was the town next to Twickenham, where the Twickenham rugby ground is, and then there was Nella Hall, which was the Army's music place. Anyway, it's in Middlesex, and I remember you said something about Middlesex at the beginning of the lockdown, and I wanted to tell you that when I was at school, and I am the same age as you, so it's not years and years ago, Middlesex was going to be annihilated, for a better word, to become Greater London, and everyone protested so much that the Queen actually said Middlesex can stay, and the post office always recognised Middlesex.
It's a very interesting thing, isn't it, the Middlesex? Because when you look on a map, you can't always see it.
No, because it became Greater London. But I do remember the intervention of the Queen. She actually said that we could keep Middlesex.
My husband and I have decided, in the greatest of wisdom, that Middlesex will remain.
Because it's such a nice place.
It's absolute, and it's quite close to one of my castles.
Yes.
Actually.
But unfortunately, Twickenham
yes.
has tried to take or stolen bits of Witton now. Twickenham, what used to be Witton School is now Twickenham Academy. What used to be Witton Cemetery is now Twickenham Cemetery. But someone's had the bright idea of saying Witton Village, and that has protected quite a large bit of Witton.
Oh right. And is it a nice village?
It was really nice. When I was growing up, it was really lovely there. Really lovely.
I mean, as in, you know, nice old timber frame properties or Georgian and all that sort of stuff.
Really. I know you like architecture and things like that.
I do, yeah.
It was really nice, but unfortunately now it isn't.
Oh.
It's just been taken over. So much building.
Swallowed up with the suburbia, I suppose.
Yeah, and they've knocked down quite a few really nice buildings and just put up blocks of flats.
It does. And then, you know, this is where it gets my goat, because who will ever go to places that will have lots of blocks of flats?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we had a lovely place called Nella Hall, which was it's a really gorgeous place, and they're going to knock that down and put flats. You know. And you think, oh, that's so awful.
It's all going to hell in a handcart. But you've moved away from there. Rotten, horrible place that it is now.
Yeah, and moved to the seaside.
And yeah, so what is New Haven like? Because I don't know. I mean, I've driven through it several times, and I know you've got that weird one-way. Is it one-way system across the mouth of the
Yeah. I mean, it seems to be, when I first moved here, I thought, oh my God, what a dump. And it's just a drive-through place, if you know what I mean. But actually, now I've been living here a little while, it's actually a really interesting place. We have got, the harbour is a working harbour. It's great, you know, that's the working harbour, but it's also got loads of boats and, you know, leisure boats and things. We've got the fort, which is really good. We've got the hills we can go up. We're near to Fold Beacon. You can go up that. The seafronts are great. West Quay is lovely. The beach there, it's all stones, but it's really nice. It's clean. It's lovely to walk there. You've got the big hills in the background. This is a nice place to live, actually.
So when you said at the beginning of that when you first went there, you thought, oh, it's a bit rough or a bit of a dump or something. So what? I mean,
I thought it was a bit of a dump.
But you chose to go there, didn't you, or was it?
With yes.
You chose to go to a dump first.
Well, that's because I met a man, which, you know, you're all trouble, aren't you?
Yeah,
men?
We men.
And persuaded me to move from my lovely Uckfield, which was really nice.
Oh, Uckfield, I know Uckfield, yes.
Yeah, to come and live in New Haven. And I thought, there's no shops, there's no pubs, there's, you know, it's a bit rough, it's a bit of a dump. But actually, you know, it's just really nice.
And he was worth it.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
So there you go. So there is a happy tale to it all.
Oh yes, yeah. Mind you, I don't mind moving to Seaford.
Well, you'll have to tell him. Tell him we're moving to Seaford.
No, he won't move out of New Haven. That's why I had to come here, Richard.
Oh, I see.
He
Oh,
moved.
yes. Yes, that's true. Yeah, well, let's not dwell on men and where they want to move to. That might be a bit...
You've moved around quite a lot as well, haven't you?
Well, I've been here in Worthing in this house for 30 years, but...
Really?
Yeah.
You've only just sort of moved in.
No, I've been here for 30 years. My two of my children were born in this house. I can't get rid of it. I can't sell it.
Goodness.
My two of my first child was born. Stanley was born in St Richard's Hospital in Chichester, but the other two we went for home births, and they popped out, one upstairs and one downstairs.
My goodness, that's brave. That's really brave.
Oh, it was great. But the thing was, it's like the first baby, as a husband, you want to do something, but you don't know what to do. And of course, you can hold the hand and, breathe, puff, and try and, encourage your lady to do that. But when it's a home birth, the great thing was we had a midwife who came, and you're doing everything else, but also you can be practical. So I was making the midwife scrambled egg on toast.
Oh, you're so good.
Oh, I know, because you feel like, I'm doing this, and do you need anything? And to your wife, as she was at the time, I said to Dawn, I said, "Is there anything?" She said, "Let's have some more water, or some more gin, or whatever it was," and and away you go. And actually, I felt that I was contributing much more than at a hospital where it's all white and clinical and, it's like, am I allowed in here? Am I not allowed in here? It's your own house. You can do what you jolly well like,
Oh, yes, that's good.
So it was great. And of course, on the third kid, we had two children who were quite fascinated about the whole business.
Oh, my gosh, yes, so I suppose they could actually... What?
So obviously we sold tickets, and no, they actually went next door. I mean, at first, they were kind of go, "Oh, is the baby coming? Is the baby coming?" Yeah, no, the baby's coming. Don't panic, Mr. Merring. But then eventually they got bored waiting, so we farmed them out. Took them next door, and they were fine. But yeah, no, that was a funny. It's a funny thing, and. Obviously, we were slightly worried about the first one, but Dawn was adamant, no, I'm not going to hospital again. That was awful experience. And they came out relatively quickly, and it was great. And then you just think, they were born here. I would love to be able to walk in the room that I popped out into the world.
Wow, that is quite something. But you're still there 30 years on.
Still there, see? It's funny, isn't it?
How can that be when you only look about 27?
Eh?
How can that be when you only look 27?
Well, it's a lot of plastic surgery, and it's amazing how these wonderful cameras can make you, look so much younger. Dear, oh dear. And it's amazing what drivel comes out of my mouth, what you can say to a complete stranger who rings you up live on a show.
Well, I might ring you again sometime.
You must. I'm sure everyone would be very thrilled. We love it when new callers call in. It makes it's nice to hear all the. It's lovely to hear all you old callers, but a different voice is always great because they've got different perspectives. So we'll find out more about Angie the next time, Angie from New Haven, the next time you call.
You definitely will, and I know you want to finish about 9ish because you're doing that now, aren't you?
Well, I'm trying.
You're looking much better now. You've had a rest.
Oh, thanks very much. No, yeah, I feel absolutely knackered, and I'll be up again at 5 in the morning. So that's why I'm trying to finish at 9 because I've still got to iron some clothes and prep some stuff and trying to get out before the world and his brother comes out.
Yeah, well, don't worry. When the rain comes and the miserable winter comes,
yes,
everyone will want to go back to work. They won't be around.
No, that's true. And I'll be the mug out there with the camera getting soaked.
Yeah, that's true.
But then, it's what I do. Lovely to talk to you, Angie.
Okay, thank you, Richard. It's nice to talk to you.
Nice to talk to you. Take care.
Take care, bye.
Bye-bye, bye-bye. There we are. Wasn't that lovely? The lovely Angie there calling in from New Haven. So that was nice. Nice to have a new caller. But that does take us up to... We've got... what? Have we only played one we've only played one video. I can't believe we've only played one video. I'm going to play one more video before we go, because I think it would be a bit unfair, because Lee sent us in, if you remember last week, Lee sent us in a video, and it was in 2 bits, and I don't want that to sort of linger for too long. So the other videos, I'm sure they won't mind if we wait till Friday, it will be. But this is Lee Roberts, who, if you remember, was down, funny enough, not too far from New Haven, a little bit along and near the Seven Sisters, if I remember rightly, or somewhere around there. No, towards not Land's End. What am I thinking about? The Devils, not the Devils. What is the place called where you... Beachy Head. The Devils. I know what I'm talking about half the time. Right, so this is a continuation. And I'm fascinated. At the end, we see him carrying this backpack, and I'm fascinated to know what was in it. And then we find out, and there's a lot of clobber, but my goodness, it's obviously worth it. Here he is. There we go. The lovely Lee Roberts there on the Seven Sisters. Yeah, that's that. Because I think you started at Beachy Head and you made your way. And what a meal! What a lovely meal that was, and all that gear that you had with you. That was fantastic, and how lovely it just looked. It just looked absolutely wonderful, and some classy photography, which was very nice too. So thank you so much, Lee. We have got more videos to put out, but I hope you're not going to mind too much, but I'm going to try and curtail tonight's show just down to an hour. But it was great when, phone calls, I think, take the preference because it's nice to have that interaction. It's great to show the videos as much as we can. Now, on Friday, the lovely Julia says that she is available, which will be fantastic. So we'll have to do a Skype thing. Can't wait, though, to have the lovely Julia back in the studio. So we're hoping... So I don't know whether there's a way with this 2-meter system that we can somehow we can do this now. Because it is a bit barking, I've not been ill. Julia's not been ill. We've not really... I mean, I know I've been out and about, but I've not gone, other than the supermarket, I've not gone anywhere where people... Well, I know people are there, but, I've not gone into somebody else's house and that. And it would be... It's such a shame that I'm sure that we're not going to be swapping anything, but, it is what it is. But I can't wait for some more semblance of order. I mean, if you can go into a shop, then it may be that you can go round some people's houses fairly soon, which would be great, because the Skype thing is all right, but the rapport that the lovely Julia and I have when we're doing a live show is so much better. So hopefully that. So the other videos, we'll save those for Friday. I will be having a day off tomorrow. And actually, these days off, I know it sounds lame, but it means that when I go filming, like tomorrow I shall go filming with my DSLR and I'll do all my videoing and all the nice little shots and stuff. But it means, I can take a bit more time on the shots and I can come back and then I've got the day to edit them. I still will be doing my live reading at 4 o'clock. But if I haven't finished my edit or whatever, I can carry on in the evening and do it. And it also means then I can prep what I do for the next day. It is a sort of non-stop thing, unfortunately. Anyway, lots of good comments there. Al fresco eating or dining, I think, says Days of Yore, the Veg Grower podcast. Nice one, Lee. Excuse me. Audio was quiet. Oh, was it quiet? Yeah, it wasn't on the system properly, so apologies for that. And I couldn't actually see what it was. I had to do it in a different way than I normally do it. Brilliant. No disposable barbecue, which was great. Barry says, thank you, Lee. I have one of them fireboxes. That's it. It was great, that firebox. Full Chinese takeaway. There we go. Ed Loud says, yes, the 2 meter square system. I'm sure there is a way. I'd like to work out the computer problem via the window, though. Would you be... Oh, one of you could be in the kitchen. Oh, yeah. And finally, just before I go, do you remember, must have been a month ago, I ordered a mixer, a new mixer, so that I could do stuff in the kitchen on the SE and do cooking shows and cut between the two and even cut between the house. That's still on the cards, but this thing has not yet come in. I've paid £99 and I can't remember what it was now. Was it about 600 quid or 700 quid or something? And many of you did make donations towards it. And I just wanted to let you know that it's on pre-order. So as soon as it comes into the country, or the batch that my name is on, it will get here. It's by Black Magic, which is a reputable company, and I will start to use it, but it hasn't come in. So I am waiting for it, and then we can do some more interactive cooking shows and some more fun as well. So apologies that that hasn't come in, and hook up some better cameras and things. So we've got plans, but can't do everything. Anyway, thank you so much for coming along. It's been wonderful to just slightly ease off, because I'm not quite so manic, although I'm still a bit manic, and to do the show. And thank you for coming back. And if you've enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up. That would be great. Tell your friends, and I will see you on Thursday. We'll have on Friday. We'll have the lovely Julia on Skype, and we'll put together another show, and we've got these other videos to show. And if you're a new caller, then, just like Angie did there, don't be shy. Give us a call, and we'll have a good old chinwag, and it'll be fine. Anyway, that's it for now. I will catch up with you at the end of the week. Have a good couple of days. See you then. Ta-ta for now. Bye-bye. Bye.